Hey guys, Boris from BK Forex. Welcome to our Forex Daily Technicals for 10/25/13. As always, trading foreign exchange on margin carries a high level of risk management receivable for investors. I ask you to read this disclaimer very carefully to understand all the risks of trading margin. Seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. Well, really slow day today in FX. It's just incredible how compressed the volatility has been today. Basically 40, 50 point ranges. I would say almost half the regular volatility. It feels almost like it was a holiday today after all of the fireworks we had on Tuesday and even the big moves we had yesterday. Um, Interesting story today, I think, was the fact that while we talked about the bearish engulfing for Aussie, and it did hit fresh lows today, it actually bounced off. There's clearly some support here underneath the 96, and Aussie got bought up. But it'll be interesting to see if we do get indeed a bounce here, or if this bearish engulfing from yesterday is still going to bear weight. The key levels, of course, for the Aussie right now are going to be the lows of the day at 95.70, which will then take us to 95.50, which is going to be a key support test, and then of course a very big support test at 95. We'll see if any of that occurs today. To the top side, it's really 96.50. 97 that becomes the big resistance level here. I still think this high, which was 97.55, is going to operate pretty much as the swing high for the time being. It may take several days. If we have an upside action, it may take at least several days for us to work off through that. The euro, on the other hand, much better price action. Really looks quite strong actually, and held its bid at 38 despite very putrid PMI data out of the eurozone. Tonight we have IFO. It'll be interesting to see if this is the second punch that finally knocks the euro out, or whether it strikes this off also. If IFO is positive, then we actually have a very serious possibility of euro taking out the 38.50 level, which is the key. We took out 38.25 target. It's really been basically running stops today as a story in the euro. And assuming that, if we get a positive IFO, that certainly would set us up for a good excuse to run the stops at 38.50, maybe even press it all the way out to 39, as clearly we've had just tremendous amount of short squeezing going on in the pair. For the time being, this level below 3800 definitely holds 37.50 as support. If IFO is negative and we do break it to the downside, this may very well have been the swing high for the near term. So either way, I think it could be an interesting day tomorrow as far as development goes. Usually, quiet before the storm is what people were telling me today in the market, and that may be very well the story as we go into Friday. Cable, just nothing. It's basically failing to take out fresh highs, and I think the 63 level, as I said, the 62.50, 63 level is very sticky. I'd be surprised. I'm always surprised in the marketplace, but I would be really shocked if we had enough power here to push through the 62.50s. If we do, then I think it'll be a big roll. And if we can take out the highs here, I think 63s will be given absolutely. But for now, we're just operating on the assumption that these are the swing highs, and cable just sort of failing to make fresh highs is eventually going to start to deteriorate to the downside. 61 is support, and then after that, of course, the big support is 60-100. And last but not least, dollar yen just doing absolutely nothing. What's impressive about dollar yen, if you're a bull, is the fact that it has not cracked 97 yet. But risk aversion flows have been actually relatively strong. We basically have. So this was the first big hit. I think what day was this? This was the 16th. We got rejected off the 99s. This was the second big hit off of the NFPs. Actually, the NFPs really didn't have much of a hit. This was the Chinese data hit. But we're still basically holding up above 97, still above this low over here. As long as we can hold above this low, you have to believe that this is modestly bullish. If this low gets given, then of course it's really actually a very ugly structure, because then you have to look at it from the other point of view. If this low gets given, you basically have a series of lower highs continuously with fresh lows that would point us right back towards a possible test of the 9400s. So that's kind of how the end of the week shapes up. On the crosses, if you have continuous euro strength, I think what's interesting today is that if we take out 38.50 in the euro, then euro against the COM dollars, certainly against the CAD has been just putridly weak. Euro against the CAD has had a big move already and continues to have a strong move here through the 43s, through the 43.75s. This 145 euro CAD is something that could be very possible if we get a big move in the euro. And euro Aussie, where's my euro Aussie? Here's my euro Aussie. Euro Aussie also an interesting long here, not as certainly dominant as Euro CAD, but Euro Aussie back up to 145 One better than expected IFO could be an interesting play here, given the fact that the euro has been performing relatively well over the last 2 days. Because obviously the Chinese data and the Chinese concern is still weighing on the Aussie. Anyways, wishing you guys the best of luck, the best of trading. That's how the week shapes out as we go into the close. Tomorrow may be a big movement in the euro, so it's worth watching for it. But Boris Forex over and out.